All right. What's going on, party people? This your man Griff. All right. Public service announcement. In this business, you got to learn to be patient, and you need to learn to be patient across the board with all of the things that you do, especially when you're driving. And I'm sure some of y'all have seen it. Some of y'all might be doing this. I'm out here driving, and it's like no one can be patient enough to just wait till it's time for them to get off on the exit. I got to drive in the far left lane and shoot across 2 or 3 lanes of traffic and cut everybody off just so I could get over here and get off, even though that's where I was in the lane, but I can't be patient enough to wait. That impatient spirit translates to a lot of other stuff that you're doing in your life, and it translates into your notary business, because then you're not willing to wait and allow people to maybe read through a document, ask a question to the loan officer, things of that nature, and you're sitting there all hyped up because you just can't be patient enough and allow the process to play out. You got to learn some patience and stop trying to rush through everything. And that's one of the big reasons, I won't say number one, but that's one of the big reasons why a lot of you are making mistakes when you're doing these closings, is because you're not willing to just be patient and go through the process normally. You're constantly trying to find shortcuts to the process, and then you're messing things up during the whole closing. Or even if it's not a closing, just for a general notary or an estate planning, the bottom line is you're making mistakes and you're not getting things done correctly because you're trying to take shortcuts. Now, with that being said, one of the issues that we got right now is constantly late documents. I had an order today to go to Williamsburg, Virginia, which is about a little more than an hour from me. It's supposed to be there at 9 o'clock. It's 8:22. Not going because it got canceled, and the reason why is because the lender didn't have their paperwork together. What they didn't have, or what the issue was, I don't know, don't care. The bottom line is that was a good little chunk of change that I'm not able to make at the moment because, let me get around, because this person here, and again, it's like this person wants to get in between me and the car that's in front of me, and the car that's in front of me is going slow. So I'm like, why don't you just drive ahead and get in front of both of us? And they won't do it. But it doesn't matter what the issue is or why why they don't have the documents are late, and you end up missing out on money that way. And the same thing can happen if you're working direct. So it's not about, if I work direct, that ain't gonna happen. No, it can still happen. It can still happen. You don't have documents. I've had issues this month with the title companies not having things together. So now we got an accident. All right, so I'm gonna have to get off over here and go a different route because we have some sort of accident, and this car coming up on the side of me is going a little too fast. Yep, got an accident down there. I'll go a different route. Like I said, people not being patient and stuff in their driving. But yeah, so there are people out here, sometimes they're taking shortcuts, and then during the QC process, they're probably finding out that certain things weren't done. Certain things weren't checked or verified or validated. So now they gotta go back and get it fixed. You're going to have to be patient in this business because there are a lot of moving parts, and we're sitting there like a baseball catcher waiting for the orders to be thrown our way, for the documents to come land in our mitt, and then we do what we got to do with it, and then we throw it back and say everything's done. and we're sitting there waiting to catch the ball. And unfortunately, sometimes they don't have their stuff together, and you should not allow it to stress you out to the point where you're operating out of like fear and thinking that it's you. Orders get canceled all the time. And right now, what I've seen this month, I've had at least 3, maybe. Hold on. All right, party people. I had to pull off to the side. An order came in. Now, this is for an area called North, North, Virginia. I had to pull off so I could take a look at it and see exactly where it's located. And it is an hour and a half from me. An hour and a half from me. That is a long drive. Now, they're only paying $100. $100 to go there. An hour and a half plus tolls and all of that. And I don't have any orders on that day. So I'm going to say yes. Well, I'm going to say I could do it provided a different dollar amount. So, and then what I'm doing is starting off what my fee is, and I'm not going to say it. Y'all could probably figure it out. Throw it in the comment section what you think my fee is that I'm putting down. And this is a 3-hour round trip plus tolls. Because this is for 5 in the afternoon. That means I'm going to have to leave at least at 3. Get there. Want to get there early. Spend 30-45 minutes with them. And then an hour and a half drive back. So y'all tell me what y'all think, and it don't matter how new or experienced you are. Your fee is your fee if they're willing to take it. We'll see what they say. Now, I gave them a reason why I'm asking for this. Okay, so the baseline fee is $100. What do y'all think I submitted? Maybe I get it. Who knows? All right, back on the road. Get this house inspection done real quick and go home and get some other work done. But yeah, so right now, a lot of documents are being delayed. I've had at least 3, possibly 4. I know I've had 4 closings that have gotten canceled. And I think 3 of them I definitely know had something to do with the lender not having their portion of the documents together. It can happen that way. It will happen that way. Or what's the people name? The title company don't have their things together. Another reason is because sometimes the signer has not signed off on something that they needed to sign off on, whether it was e-signing the documents, whether it was acknowledging that they reviewed the closing disclosure. It could be a few little small things, but the bottom line is it can't happen until they do their part. So the notary is the catcher, is the wide receiver, the tight end. We're just waiting for them to throw us the documents so that we can go get this thing done. We can't make it happen until we get the documents done. We can't make them create the documents any faster or any more accurate, all of that. So that's where we're at. And it takes some patience with this business. It really and truly does. It takes you and me making up our mind to be patient, to just be a little patient, and everything will work out. So if you're getting orders and then all of a sudden they're getting canceled, don't take it personal like they don't like you or they decided to go with somebody else. Sometimes that might be the case, honestly. If you've asked for a high dollar amount and then they gave you the order, another accident. I'm back around toward the interstate, and I see trooper and two car, another accident. So I mean, sometimes what will happen, what may happen, is you ask for the order and say, I want a higher dollar amount. And I've seen this happen with the $85 orders. You'll say, I'll do the order for $125. It came out for $85. You want $100 to $125. This is what I've heard people say. Then they turn around to get the order. And I've heard people have called me and told me they got the order, had the documents, printed the documents, and then the order got taken away from them. And one lady went to the closing, and while she was at the closing, another notary was there. Or either when she was leaving the order, the closing, another notary was coming. And that notary got the order for $85. Go ahead on, hop on up there. Boy. Again, person over here cutting across 3 lanes of traffic. Some young kid, impatient people. So she goes there and she said she wanted like 125, and the girl that she talked to, the lady that she spoke to was like, oh yeah, they gave it to me for 85. So sometimes I've learned that they will book you at a higher fee because you said you wanted this higher fee, but they will still go out there and look for somebody who will do it for the fee that they really can pay. That's not taking money out of their pocket and then take it away from you and give it to them. I'm sure it may have happened to me, and I know it's happened to others. So, but if you accepted a fee for, the order for whatever fee they said, okay, cool. And then all of a sudden it drops. It could be because of that legit reason. The documents aren't ready. They don't have them together. And yesterday I had 6, and all 5 out of the 6 just came straight late. Came very, very late, last minute, 45 minutes before I'm meeting with the people, all that kind of stuff. They just came late for whatever reason. The companies don't have their stuff together, or they may have their stuff together, but they don't have enough personnel, a variety of reasons. Okay, so don't take it personal, but just keep plugging away, keep going out here doing what you're doing, and everything will work out, should work out, can work out. But you just don't quit. That's the big thing. You don't quit and give up because there's a little bit of difficulty, and I know people got this expectation that everything's supposed to be just running smooth. The order comes in, you get assigned, they send you the documents 17 years before the order, before the closing date, and everything just flows. Everything just flows. And you ain't got to think, you ain't got to plan. All you got to do is get the documents, go. And like one person told me, all I wanted just to do this thing where I ain't even got to think about it. I just get it. I'm like, no, you got to put some thought into this. You got to keep your mindset right. All of that. You got to be ready to rock and roll at any day and time and make the necessary adjustments so you can make the money for doing it. And the up and down, back and forth, switching this way, going that way. I understand some of you may not like that, but unfortunately, that's life sometimes. And your ability to adjust to that is what makes you great. So either you're going to do it or you're not. It's that simple. If you want it like a 9 to 5, every single day, everything's the same, there's no variations in it, this ain't the business for you. Truthfully, that's just the way it is. And you say, well, I'm going to just work with direct. Okay, so you can find a direct, but guess what? Not all of us can work with a direct because not all these direct clients have business for all of us. They don't have enough business to feed all of us. And those of you who have directs, some of y'all don't have enough business. That's why y'all got other things. That's why your spouse is still working. That's why you got 15 different side hustles, because that one direct isn't enough. So stop lying to people and talking in these rooms, Clubhouse and every place else like your direct that you have is just fund paying all of your bills. You know doggone well that's not the case, especially not nowadays in this climate with the real estate market. Stop lying to people, and y'all need to stop believing that stuff. All right, talk to y'all later. Peace.